go up
start.
a little bit, Chef?
How exciting is it to be down here and have the guys finally getting going?
Yeah, I know today feels like the first day, but it feels like we've been here for a while because there's a lot of guys who have come down here. A lot of staff's been down here, but the first official day always feels special. Now we're only partway there because the position players aren't all here, but it's just good. The sun shines out. This is a familiar place where we show up ready for what's ahead.
I know a fast start is something that you preach every season. How much can you use what you did last year to finish 18-10 to put that in action?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of work to do. So I think there's, yeah, of course we're going to be, reflect a little bit back, but we're more looking forward. We have a new team. It's funny. I stand in front of those guys today. It was just the pitchers and catchers, and I start talking about 24. And if I start talking about 23, there's a lot of people in there that weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to avoid a lot of conversation about yesterday and just talk about today and what's ahead and the challenge in front of us. We have a good group. We're going to have a good competitive camp. It's a harder team to make than I've ever had from the pitching standpoint. And, it starts today. Nobody's going to win the job or lose a job today, but everything matters.
What's at the core of that message when you stand in front of them on this day?
Today is just a bit my excitement and how proud I am that this group's together. There are a lot of returning guys on the pitching staff that have helped lay a foundation. There are a lot of veteran guys who chose to be here. We have some rookies, first-timers. I poked a little fun at Sawyer. He's making big league camp after his major league debut, which is a rarity. Never been to big league camp before. So there's a lot of different perspectives in there. I just wanted to let them know I care about them. I love them. We're about to kickstart a lot of time together. And the message is we have a lot of areas to get better and a lot of things to address. And the goal of camp is be ready on day one. It's not be ready on February 14th or be ready tomorrow. We need to just keep taking steps forward.
AJ, I know a lot of this stuff is going to work itself out through the next few weeks,
Mhm.
but you have 6, veteran starters, and can you kind of talk about how that competition fares and the possibility of maybe all 6 could go north?
That's a very deep question on day one. I like it. We are going to have a pretty competitive camp, and it starts in the rotation, and it'll filter into the bullpen, and there's some position player battles I'll talk about when they get here. But, it's really premature to think about what the end of camp is. I mean, there are a couple of guys, we're just thrilled that they're on a mound and getting back into the competition and factoring in. There's also going to be a surprise or two. Like, I have no idea how, at this time last year, where was Tyler Holton, where was Reese Olson, where was, a lot of guys they weren't on our radar as much as they're going to be. And so who's that version this year? I don't know. But I get it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of talk about our rotation. We have some veteran guys who signed to be here, like Kenta and Jack. We have Tarek, who's, emerging as a real legit threat every time he pitches. I mean, Maddie and Casey coming off an injury. Reese had a nice breakthrough. Sawyer, incredible first impression. And like I said, who knows who the surprise is, but somebody will be.
Given what you just said in the competition, how do you work in then Ty Madden and Jackson Jobe and some of the other arms that you kind of want to see?
Yeah, so I told Ty yesterday, I'll tell Jackson probably today that they're not going to make the team. It's the earliest I've probably ever told them, and that's simply because they're here to soak up a lot of things from that group that I just mentioned that's already been to the big leagues. They're here to to be in front of the major league staff. They're here to engage with the players, see what this level's like, see how we prepare, be a part of our morning sessions, and take step forward. So you won't see everybody a ton in games. We're getting them ready for their season, just like we're getting ready for our season. But everybody that comes up at some point to the big leagues will tell me or tell people around Telfet that it was easier once they felt acclimated to the big leagues and they feel good about coming to the clubhouse, and they look across and see Tarek Skubal. He's way more approachable than people imagine, and there are things that we can hopefully help them whenever their time comes. That maybe this time in big league camp will be valuable.
AJ, almost all of your position players have reported early. Does that tell you anything about this group or those guys in there?
tells me spring training should be shorter. We were here a long time. Our guys are ready. I told the group in there today, not the position players, but the pitchers, like the work they've done is legit. Like they all look great. I mean, they're throwing hard. They're deep into their throwing bullpens and lives. I mean, we have to adjust because we don't want to take them back too far when they've already done lives. And here we're not talking about doing lives for a couple of bullpens. So we have to adjust to the modern athlete who's doing more and more in their preparation. The fact that our guys are here is encouraging because it means guys want to come down here and get to work. But we got work to do on the field.
AJ, I know you said this is the most competitive group that you've had in here for a spring as you started as manager here. Do you want them to look already and say, we're eyeing the division, this is what our goal is?
I want them to get through today healthy and have the same group intact tomorrow. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about, as we form this team. I mean, we are at 58, 59 players. We're going to get it down to 26, and the message is going to get more and more centralized about how we're going to attack the first series. But we understand, where we want to be and what we want to do. We're unafraid to talk about, winning games, and we obviously want to have a winning record. But I'll give you what you expect, which is we haven't really earned it right yet, and we haven't played any games, and I'm not consumed with the end of a season review. Comes at the end of the season, not at the beginning. So we'll get to work.
How do you assess the progress in the off season and just organizational wide on and off the field?
Yeah, well, it was a good off season. I mean, there's been a lot of change, even from last year to this year, whether it's new people in various departments, on our training staff or on our coaching staff, our strength staff. I mean, every spot that I work with day to day, there's been a little subtle tweak one way or the other. Obviously adding Greeny to the front office, has added another voice in my day to day with Scott, and obviously as an organization, we're in a really healthy place, communication wise, expectation wise, communication to the players, and then we got to get out on the field. Like all that is great. We want to see progress on the field, and that's where this work's going to start.
What was the defining factor of you signing another contract and being around for a few more years?
Well, I love it here. I want to be here. I want to win here. I said that when I signed it. When Scott and Greeny talked to me after the season, they asked my thoughts, and I just said an immediate yes. So we sort out the details later, and I've said that all along. I know there's been a little bit of curiosity about, in my time here, and everybody wants to talk about contracts, and I just want to focus on wearing this uniform. I love being a Tiger. I proved it by signing here, and now I know, my job is to deliver. It's not to just sign contracts, it's to deliver. And so we've got work to do, and with all of that in the rearview mirror, I can focus ahead on getting this team better.
What do you expect from Maeda,
Kenta, yeah, I'm happy to see Kenta again. I've actually spent a little bit of time with him in the past. Introduced him to the team today and his staff, that he, his interpreter and his medical people. It's so fun to have a veteran who's won, who's iconic in multiple countries. He's pitched at super high levels. He can help us, and he's super engaging. Like he wants to be a part of the team. He doesn't want to be off doing his own thing. So we expect him to be good. We expect him to tweak a few things to continue to be effective as he ages and as his stuff changes. But yeah, a big smile on his face, and I'm trying to learn a Japanese word every day, and I'm gonna eat the snacks that they provide, Japanese snacks. So I'm learning a little bit about everything.
That's great.
Thanks, AJ.
Yep, you got it.
It's good to see you.
Thank you, AJ.